Good Monday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And it was a beautiful weekend, and why not a beautiful Monday? Boy, did we see that today as we take a look at the Wenatchee Valley from our Jump Off Ridge Sky-Fi Tower camera. You can see in the middle of your screen the Wenatchee Heights area, and behind that the beautiful Wenatchee Valley. Temperatures hovering around the 60-degree mark today with lots of sunshine. And I'm telling you folks, get used to it. This trend is going to last at least through this week and into the upcoming weekend. We can see chilly mornings. It will be chilly. We were down to about 35 this morning. We'll be about 40 to 45 throughout the week with high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s along with light winds. So by all means, get out there and enjoy it. And we'll bring you all those beautiful weather details coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Wenatchee police have arrested a man and woman suspected in a series of recent vehicle prowls. And Moses Lake police report a woman was shot there Friday night and say it may have been the result of either a domestic dispute or a drive-by shooting. But first, we begin tonight. Emergency crews responded Sunday afternoon to a two-vehicle accident that resulted in one of the vehicles crashing into the side of a bank. It happened at the intersection of Mission and 5th Street intersections. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department said a small red compact car driven by a 93-year-old woman collided with the Banner Bank building after it was struck by a truck in the intersection.
The vehicle had been involved in a T-bone collision in the intersection at 5th and Mission, and witnesses reported that that vehicle had pulled up to the intersection on a red light, stopped, and then suddenly entered the intersection and continued before being struck by a 2009 Dodge Ram pickup. The vehicle ended up, as we said before, completely inside the bank and had to be extracted by a tow truck. Now, fortunately, there were no significant injuries.
Traffic was stopped along Mission Street for about an hour before the wreckage was removed. The bank building was closed and was vacant at the time of that crash. Well, Wenatchee police have arrested a man and a woman suspected in a series of recent vehicle prowls. Arrested were Michaela A. Leonardo, he's 23 years old, from Visalia, California, and Patrick J. Malone, 31, of Wenatchee, on multiple charges. Last Thursday, officers responded to a call of suspicious behavior at the Holiday Lodge on North Wenatchee Avenue. The suspects had left the hotel before officers arrived. The caller said he believed Leonardo and Malone had entered several rooms there. Officers eventually located the pair and some property in nearby shrubs. Also, Malone had a silver laptop in his possession. They were warned not to return to that Holiday Lodge. Later, while talking with other officers, the responding police learned a silver laptop had been taken in a vehicle prowl the previous day. They returned to the area where Leonardo and Malone were contacted, but they had already left. But in the same shrubs, they found property that was linked to several vehicle prowls and thefts during the past several weeks. Officers began checking pawn shops to see if the laptop had been pawned. Pawn Father's employees said a couple matching the description of Leonardo and Malone came in Wednesday with two bikes to pawn, one of which police recognized as recently reportedly being stolen. Pawn Father's video footage showed Leonardo and Malone bringing in the stolen bike. Police say during the transaction, Leonardo used identification that had been stolen during a vehicle prowl right here in Washington State. A short time later, Leonardo and Malone were spotted walking along North Wenatchee Avenue. Both suspects were arrested without incident and were booked into Chelan County Regional Jail. Police say they recovered evidence related to several vehicle prowls reported in Wenatchee. In other news, Moses Lake police report a woman was shot there Friday night and say it may have been the result of a domestic dispute or a drive-by shooting. The 29-year-old victim told police she was eating with her boyfriend near the Best Western Hotel near Interstate 90 around 4 p.m. when she heard two gunshots. She was shot once in the abdomen, and then she said she saw a white car fleeing the scene after the shots were fired. Following the shooting, the woman's boyfriend then carried her to Blue Heron Park, where he called his mother, who then notified police. The boyfriend fled the scene before police arrived, and witnesses said they tried to keep him there, believing he may have shot his girlfriend. Moses Lake Police are asking anyone with information to the shooting to call their office, and that number is 509-764-3887. Guests at Suncadia Lodge near Cle Elum were briefly evacuated early Monday morning after a fire broke out in the kitchen of the hotel. The blaze was quickly contained by crews from Kittitas County Fire District 7 and other agencies and did not spread to residential or guest rooms. That's according to Hank Thies, general manager of Suncadia. There were no reported injuries. About 100 people were evacuated after fire alarms went off about 2:30 a.m. this morning. Fire crews worked for hours to remove roofing materials so they could gain access to that fire. The cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Well, coming up next, developers behind the proposed Leavenworth Adventure Park plan to resubmit their application for a conditional use permit next week. The median price for a home in the Wenatchee area held steady for the third straight month in September. And the Moses Lake Museum and Art Center marks its 60th anniversary with the reheated baked, mashed, or fried potato art exhibit. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Welcome back. In another news, developers behind the proposed Leavenworth Adventure Park plan to resubmit their application for a conditional use permit next week. The original application for the controversial park was withdrawn in September after concerns were raised about potential problems with parking, noise, and traffic. Developer David Moffett told NCWLife News the new application addresses those issues. Without providing specifics, he said parking questions have been resolved.
The parking we've solved completely. Let me just say that for now. And I don't think the parking will be an issue in this next draft.
Moffett added that a new study shows traffic impacts will be less than originally thought.
Well, we had an additional 12-hour study that was requested by the Department of Transportation done on Saturday, September 1st. And our traffic consultant put that in his new consulting report. And the actual results of that were less than he had forecasted in the first report.
As far as noise, he said that was never a legitimate concern.
And I think what's happened is some of the people that were concerned about the noise actually were thinking it was a roller coaster like at Disneyland or something with, 20, 30, 40 people yelling all the way down it. And, our sleds are only 1 or 2 occupancy, and they're 80 feet apart in distance and 20 seconds in, when they do. So it's the only time there might be a little bit of screaming would be on one of our 360 turns, and those are not close to the base.
Resubmitting the application has set the project back 3 or 4 months, Moffett said. The hopes now are to start construction next summer with an opening in December of 2019 or early 2020. The median price for a home in the Wenatchee area held steady for the third straight month at about $335,000 in September, but the number of homes sold fell to 87. That's down from 98 in August. A year ago, the median price for a home was $290,000. The monthly report from Pacific Appraisal and Associates showed homes continued to sell for 98% of their listing price. The number of active listings for homes was at 213 in September. That's up slightly from 210 in August. The report includes Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Arrondo, and Rock Island. The vacancy rate for all housing continued to be low at 2%, with a 3% vacancy rate for single-family homes and 2% for multifamily homes. Well, a concept cooked up in 1994 by the Washington State Potato Commission brought spuds out of the kitchen and into the local museum. The Moses Lake Museum and Art Center marks its 60th anniversary with the reheated, baked, mashed, or fried art exhibit. Over the course of the 3-week exhibition, the museum will explore Washington State's agricultural prowess. It claims the world's highest potato yield per acre. The potato in art and culture, and will host several potato-themed programs and family activities. The judged art exhibit culminates with the winner being presented with the Golden Potato Award. You're watching the Ncwlife Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your local complete weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the Ncwlife Evening News. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling medical assistant ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to medical assistant ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. Tonight we continue our look at the initiatives on the statewide ballot in November with the case for voting yes on Initiative 1634. That's a measure that would prohibit local taxes on grocery items such as the pop tax that was passed by the Seattle City Council.
Hello, my name is Brandon Hersey and I'm an elementary school teacher who lives and works in King County. I am a part of a broad and bipartisan coalition of more than 1,200 citizens, farmers, local businesses, and community organizations that are actively supporting Initiative 1634 and saying yes to affordable groceries this November. While the Washington state government doesn't currently collect taxes on food and beverages, there is a loophole that lets local governments impose taxes on groceries. We saw this in Seattle, where a new tax not only resulted in higher beverage prices, but according to Seattle's finance director, retailers may also increase prices on a host of other products, including meats and poultry. I-1634 closes this loophole and stops any new local taxes on food and beverages in Washington. That's no new local taxes on meats, fruits, vegetables, milk, juices, and all other food and beverages we find in our neighborhood grocery stores. As a school teacher and scoutmaster, I see firsthand the impact that government policies have on our children and our neighborhoods. I see parents each and every day making tough choices on how to best raise their children and how to afford the rising cost of living in our state, including increases for basic necessities like groceries. That's why it concerns me when local governments talk about raising taxes. It then becomes clear that they are open to taxing our basic necessities like food and beverages. Most think that Seattle's recently enacted beverage tax is just on soda, but it's not. The tax affects products we all consider healthy and essential, like kombucha, almond milk, sports drinks, iced teas, and juice drinks, just to name a few. That's exactly why we need I-1634. Taxes on the grocery cart hit working families the hardest, hurt local businesses and our farmers and ranchers by increasing the cost of food, and can cost our state good-paying jobs and access to locally grown and produced foods and beverages. Let's take the opportunity today to stop these taxes before they spread to other cities and to the rest of our grocery cart. The great thing about the Yes to Affordable Groceries initiative is that it's simple and easy to understand. I-1634 would guarantee that our groceries, including all food and beverages that we consume every day, would be protected from any new or increased local tax fee or assessment. That's it. Vote yes on Initiative 1634 and take a stand for families across our state. Join me and the many organizations representing farmers, dairy processors, local small businesses, labor unions, communities of color, and Washington's working families that are united in support of I-1634 to keep our groceries affordable.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, let's once again take a look outside our beautiful weather window. And wasn't it a great fall day today? It kind of had that nip in the air out there, but beautiful clear skies all over North Central Washington today. This view is from our Jump Off Ridge Sky-Fi Tower camera looking at the Wenatchee Heights area. And this is actually where our cross camera is that we use a lot for our weather window. And back here, the Wenatchee Valley. But as I mentioned, clear skies out there and light winds. Temperatures today were a little bit lower than forecasted, but still awfully nice. 62 so far, our high temperature in the Wenatchee area. 41 our overnight low temperature. 60 is normal. In fact, these are switched around. That is our normal 62 and 41. That's what we've reached so far today, 60. And that was our start to the day today at 35 degrees. It was a cold one. 78, our record high that was set back in 1991. Our record low, 28, set in 1992. We're still sitting at 4.72 inches of precipitation from January 1st until now. 7:20, our sunrise this morning, and the sun will set tonight at 6:13. Let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect over the next 6 to 7 days. On Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny skies and warmer. And notice our isobaric lines of pressure. This is a great look at what a ridge looks like over the Pacific Northwest right now. It's deflecting clouds up and over a big state region in the western United States, and that means unseasonably warm weather once again tomorrow. In fact, we will be about 5 degrees above where we should be for this time of year on Wednesday. More of the same on Thursday, mostly sunny and mild. A few more clouds will seep in from a large area of low pressure off the coast. But right now, high pressure is winning the battle between low and high pressure. On Friday, no, not subtitle. It's going to be nice on Friday. Once again, sunshine out there and lots of clear skies. Just a few high clouds, maybe around the Yakima area on Friday as we kick off our weekend on Saturday. Just absolutely beautiful sunshine, temperatures in the mid-60s. But keep your eye on this large area of low pressure that continues to creep in from the Pacific coast. Mostly sunny as we end our weekend on Sunday too, but will it be our last nice day? You can see clouds will begin to move into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll at least bring us some high clouds by Sunday afternoon. Monday, it looks to be maybe a little bit on the wet side late in the day and especially into next Tuesday. But heck, that's a week away. Enjoy this beautiful weather that we have this week and into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast tonight. will drop down to 40 degrees, so not quite as cold as this morning. Sunny and warmer on both Tuesday and Wednesday. Keep in mind our normal high right now, as we showed you, 62 degrees, so these temperatures above that all the way through the week, and even some nicer overnight lows too as we move into Thursday and Friday. Football Friday looks great with sunshine and 68 degrees, and even the upcoming weekend, very nice. Saturday and Sunday, 67 both days with lows in the middle 40s. And that's a look at your local weather. Coming up next, Eric Granstrom with sports and more as the Ncwlife Evening News continues right after this.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging in Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The long travel and several days stay in London seemed to suit the Seahawks just fine Sunday as Seattle dominated the Oakland Raiders 27-3. Russell Wilson found 3 different receivers on touchdown passes. Sebastian Janikowski connected on 2 field goals, and the Hawk defense sacked Derek Carr 6 times, held Oakland to just 79 yards rushing on the day. The game was supposed to be a home game for Oakland. Looked and sounded more like a Seahawks home game as the 12s were present. Coach Pete Carroll was surprised by the support.
Not only were they so much for us, they made it hard on the other guys too, you know, on the other team. So for whatever reason, I know that Germany supported us well, and the people here in Great Britain supported us well, and I'm sure there was a bunch of other people that, you know, that came in as well as our own fans that made the trip. So really grateful to them. It made it a really special event today.
Hawks have a bye on Sunday. They'll next play in Detroit on October 28th. Washington and Oregon went to overtime to settle their Pac-12 football game Saturday at Olson Stadium. After Washington kicked a field goal, the Ducks' C.J. Verdell scored on a 6-yard touchdown drive. Gave Oregon a 30-27 victory. Huskies had a chance to win it at the end of regulation, but kicker Peyton Henry missed from 37 yards out. In Ogden, Utah, Weber State shut down the high-powered Eastern Washington offense and had 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. They beat the Eagles 14-6 Saturday. In Ellensburg, Riley Hennessy threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another. Central Washington dispatched Western Oregon 48-10. The Wenatchee Wild celebrated its home opener on Friday night at the Town Toyota Center with a ring celebration, a banner drop for their BCHL championship a season ago. Afterwards, it was time to play hockey with the Nanaimo Clippers in town, and the visitors were all too eager to knock off the defending champions. Arch Ecker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Back to Cook again. Sharply down low. Billion shoots and he scores! Playback underway. Shot and a save and then a score! Brian Adams. The first shot was denied. It's going to be the Merritt Centennials who will be here. There's a shot. Oh, and it was in. The referee says it was in. Played by Souter. There's a shot and a score! That went off the body of Blake Barger. We'll keep an eye on Sandquist to see if they pull him for an extra skater. Dorsey in. He scores! Welcome home, Matt Dorsey. And now back the other way. Here's an outlet feed. And back the other direction. Going hard to the net. In with a shot. Oh, and a score. Right through the 5-hole.
So the Wild lose their home opener, had no time to pity, though, because they were in Langley the following night to take on the Rivermen and came away with a 3-zip win, scoring goals for Wenatchee Lucas Souter, Josh Arnold, and A.J. Hodges. Wenatchee begins a 5-game homestand with Merritt in town Friday and Saturday. Heading back to Friday in prep football, game featured right here on the Ncwlife channel, a classic. Eastmont hosting Sunnyside. Back and forth contest will go to the break. Eastmont up 27-19. We'll pick it up with highlights. Just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Grant Olson and I had the call on the Ncwlife channel. Escamilla looks to his right, wants to throw that way, now being flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw back across the field, dangerous pass, the ball caught in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Holy cow, how did that get in there? Isaac Briones comes up with the ball in a sea of blue jerseys. See if they just go for an alley-oop to the end zone. Escamilla looking left, throwing left, the ball caught, and then into the end zone. It is good on the 2-point conversion. And Massey's just going to pooch punt this. Is going to hit inside the 10. It's going to dive down at the 5 and going to be dead at the 1-yard line. And you like that if you're the Wildcats defensively here, because that pushes their punter back inside the his own end zone. High snap. The ball is blocked. It's in the end zone, and it will be covered by Eastmont, and it's a touchdown.
How about that? The snap looked great. Great penetration by the special teams of the Eastmont Wildcats.
High snap, and the ball was blocked for Eastmont by Dominic Torres, and the Wildcats recover in the end zone, and the recovery by Christian Tonga. So here we go, game time, 4th down, 15, 2 minutes left in regulation. Eastmont up by a touchdown. Escamilla in the shotgun, back to pass, looks right, wants to heave for it all, looking for the sideline. The ball's going to be intercepted back there by Jessup, I believe, for the Wildcats. He'll hand the ball off on the return to the 15, 20, 25, coming near side. It's McElwain to the 35, still on his feet, and finally taken down at the 40-yard line. How about the Eastmont defense? Number 1 in the Big 9 for a reason, and they make the stop that could win this football game. So Eastmont gets the victory, improves to 6-1 on the season, 3-0 in Big 9 play. Other Friday night football, as we look at the Les Schwab prep scoreboard, Nate Blauman carried 18 times for 190 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Wenatchee bombed Davis 41-0. They won their 5th straight. They're 4-0 in Big 9 play. Cascade rushed for 370 yards. Ed Chelan 34-28. Okanagan picked up 3 passes in an interception and rumbled for a 33-7 win over Kashmir. Lake Roosevelt knocked off Manson 33-7, and he had no trouble with Waterville Mansfield 68-24. Here's what we have on the sports schedule for this week here on the Ncwlife channel. Begins tomorrow night as volleyball takes center stage. Eastmont will host Eisenhower at 7 o'clock. Then a rematch of Eastmont and Wenatchee at Wenatchee High Thursday night at 7. And then Friday, Eastmont hosting Ike, 7 o'clock game time right here on the Ncwlife channel. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And before we leave you tonight, word came in late this afternoon that Seahawk owner and co-founder of Microsoft, Paul Allen, has died. Allen died this afternoon from complication of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in Seattle. He was 65 years old. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.